Well, rallies were held all across BC today, hoping to get the message across to protect old-growth forests in our province. One of those was here in Prince George this afternoon as we go live to Caden Fanshaw, who attended the local demonstration. Caden.
Thanks, Matt. We're live here at Mr. PG, where earlier today, about 20 people gathered in a rally in support of old growth in BC. The organizers say that the way forestry is done in this province is broken, and they're calling on the BC government for change.
As logging trucks drove by, people gathered in protest of the way forestry is done in British Columbia.
We're rallying because we want the BC government to hear us, to see us, and to listen to us. Northern BCers are really supportive of protecting our last old-growth forests, which are endangered in this region.
Forests for the future was one of the lines used at the rally as they try to get their message through to the ministry. The BC government just completed a report on the issue, which led to 9 areas throughout the province being protected. But Connolly says more needs to be done.
We've focused our logging on old-growth forests for really good reasons. They produce beautiful products, and here in northern BC we have had a history of using those forests. But at this point in time, we have reduced old-growth forests to such an extent that we're losing the services they provide for wildlife habitat, for climate change management, for clean water, clean air, and all those other values. We're not going anywhere, and we plan on continuing this fight until we get justice for our communities and old-growth forests.
Conservation North says after 50 years of unrestrained industrial logging and recently mills closing, we're left to pick up the pieces left behind, including degraded landscapes and biodiversity loss.
We're losing these forests, and we're not recreating them on the landscape.
James Steidel, who's involved with Stop the Spray BC, saying this hits close to home for him as well.
These huge clear cuts, that's just a cost reduction strategy, right? The bigger the clear cut, the fewer loggers they can hire. So I think those are the kind of questions that we really need to be asking is, what's in it for us, you know, and for the small mill worker, the small carpenter, the small business owner that's trying to be an entrepreneur and add value to our wood products, that's next to impossible to do with the current industry the way it's set up.
Connolly and the rest of Conservation North say their support is growing, and they hope the old-growth forests can continue to do that too.
With the provincial election on the horizon, Connolly added this is a nonpartisan issue that she hopes to see resolved and brought to the forefront if one is called. Recently, an independent report was done and lists 4 actions that the government is currently taking, with many more recommended.